Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were here, we started up the forestry industry in the town of Dunn. They go hand in hand, and that's where we'll be working out for the most part of today, out in the north of the map by Dunn and the forestry industry. I want to, look at leveling up the forestry industry in today's episode. But in order to do that, we'll be adding to Dunn, adding in some residential, kind of planning out that area a little bit better. But there was no Monday video this week. That's not normal of this channel. Well, for the whole month of October, I have just completely foregone any schedule. And you can find kind of my tentative schedule on the Discord and a community post on this page, but just for the time being, for this month only, because I'm just extremely busy this month, that I just can't maintain the usual 3 episode a week schedule. This is just a temporary change for this month, so just beware. There is going to be a video on Friday, so you can look forward to that. So before we hop out into today's episode, there is a few changes that I've done off camera based off of some suggestions in the comments. And that is what we're going to start off with today. And we are actually starting out this way, out near Walsenburg Station, with a suggestion that came from JMWZ. And that is to add in the old rail station building for the Walsenburg Station back when it was a rail station and not a metro station. The theme that we're kind of going with Walsenburg, which is kind of a suburb, a sister city really to Fort Prairie, is that the rail, which runs right through here, at one point came into this area over here in Walsenburg, and the suggestion was to add the building of the old train station before it was converted into a metro. So I chose this building from the Seaside Resorts pack, mainly because it looks like a train could have pulled up behind this building at one point. And it seems kind of like the buildings that I've seen before that lie against railways. With its 4 stories, it was probably a bit of a hotel as well. So that also goes into the theme of this more modern hotel that was built up in the 60s. So I really like that. Right now, it is the Walsenburg Rail Museum. So now we got that in place, let's go all the way down General Hawkins line, which is all the way running over into here and all the way back up towards Dunn. Oh, actually, scratch that. Let's go back the way we came, because there's a road suggestion, and that was to name a road in Fort Prairie proper Pug Street. So A&E recommended that I change this street to Pug Street after their late dog. So Pug Street it is, right in the heart of Fort Prairie, the oldest town in the map. So thank you very much for that suggestion. And okay, now we will go all the way out to Dunn, way over here. All right, and what is left to show you, and that is we changed the name of this police station right in the main intersection to the Royal Canadian Legion Dunn. The Royal Canadian Legion is an organization that is very popular in Canada, and every single town has a Royal Canadian Legion, or so it seems. And it's just an organization that supports ex-military, ex-police, ex-firefighters, and they tend to be places where people gather in communities for a fun night. So yeah, I'm going to try to put more of these buildings in, and it's not always going to be the historical police station, because the Royal Canadian Legion can be anything. Sometimes they're the back of a warehouse. So I just thought that in this case, this police station looks really cool to be the Royal Canadian Legion. Maybe they also saved the building from being torn down to become a game co or something. So yeah, and then there's one more. If we follow down Main Street Dunn, which is called Young Street, I think we need to change change it to Dunn Street. And let's make sure it goes all the way. You know what, I like that. Dunn Street, all the way over there, okay. And follow down Dunn Street, and we get to a suggestion. It's already abandoned, so I need to save this. We got to save David's used cars, which is spelled incorrectly. Maybe that's why it's abandoned. So we need to save that, and that'll entail going into Move It, selecting the building, and resetting the object. And we got to make it David's used cars. So thank you, David, for that suggestion to build a used car lot across the street from the gas station. And I think it turned out pretty cool. There's a little building right here. Perhaps that is a check-in for maintenance or something like that. There's a place to refuel your car. And here is where all the used cars get parked up. But it seems like they're doing really good in business because they don't have any used cars in their lot right now. So it's fantastic. It's actually the Jubilee building, which is from the commercials in the game. The Jubilee Dementia, I think is what it's called. And that is the used car, or sorry, the car that is advertised in the game. So it had to be this building for the used car lot. All right, so that takes us all the way out to the forestry industry, Dunn Forestry Limited. And, you know, we just placed this down. We've already achieved the amount of workers we needed, so we just need to produce the resources. So that's just a matter of time. There hasn't been actually that much game time since the end of last episode. So I can just expect that at some point in today's episode, we will achieve that milestone. However, oh my goodness. We need to save the forestry company from overgrowth, apparently. Yeah, there's still some mod issues. Every time I load up, it seems that all the roads that I placed over top of trees, the trees reappear over the road. So I will have to make sure that I sort out those mod conflicts sooner rather than later. But I think we need to plant more of these buildings in this whole area. And these buildings, I mean actually just trees. We need more trees in here. And that is basically just because we need to produce more goods. So I don't think we've unlocked the saplings yet. So no, we haven't. So we'll just stick with these ones here. And it looks like we need to actually use the BOB mod here to change the tree, in this case alone, to the live oak. There we go. And hopefully we can remove some of the extra trees. All right, well, in that case, we can just put the trees back now. I think prop and tree anarchy should be off. Fantastic. Alrighty, so hopefully with that extra production added, we will soon see this rise to 500. And yeah, this should actually be on empty, so that we're just taking the raw forestry products and taking them right to the sawmills themselves. Now, perhaps the issue, in theory, is that there's no workers out this way. And that is actually because we didn't end up running the bus from Dunn into the forestry camp. So let's get that going. All right, so hopefully that helps, in theory, get more people to work at these mills and working at the log yard and whatnot. So hopefully that all works out great. Now, my plan for the forestry industry is to have some production out over here, but Jen in the comments pointed out that, Steven, it's probably best if we just keep the major factories at least down in here. We have a cargo rail yard down here anyways, so why not just plant the production factories down into here? And I completely agree. we should totally have the at least major production buildings down in here. And this will allow us to actually get some residential out over here as well, build something extra onto this. So yeah, it's fantastic. And then their other suggestion was to limit traffic on this kind of slip road here to just be trucks. And I agree. So it's trucks and emergency vehicles. Those are the only ones that can use this. It's just it's a road for the company. All of the traffic needs to flow through the main highways. And what's going on here? Too low of land value. Oh man. I guess we'll need to try to raise the land value here. And one trick that we can do to save Dave's used car rentals is, or used cars, is to, get a park. And the best one, in my opinion, is the dog park, because it's the smallest. And if we place it down just right, we can probably help raise the land value just enough. So by adding this park in, hopefully what we've done is we have raised the land value just enough to save Dave's car rentals. David's used cars! Exclamation point. So hopefully that works. And then we'll take our trees here and we'll just add some extra ones around the side here. Okay, very good. So we got a little teeny park right here. Low land value. Okay, so let's reset the building one more time. And hopefully we can save it. This will be the mission of the episode. I'll rename it once it has actually been secured. So we can actually look at what the land value is in the area. And that is to go right in here. So it's like a light blue. I wonder how the services are out over here. So we got good garbage. There's not really any healthcare out this way. Perhaps we can look at expanding Dunn up this hill, and maybe we can get some secondary infrastructure support. How's the fire safety in the area? Oh, the fire safety is not doing too good. And that's actually a huge problem because we are right beside a forestry industry, and I think we should probably get some better fire coverage in the area. So one thing we're going to do is get a fire tower, and we are going to place this right in the main building camp area. We can only do this with anarchy, and I know the buildings are going to change as we level up this main building, so we'll have to pay attention to what it looks like. So there we go, we got the fire watchtower. Hopefully that increases the coverage enough to kind of cover a lot of the area. Yeah, that's good, but it's not covering what's going on over here with the used car rentals. So why don't we add in a more modern fire station right at a major intersection, and we can plop that down right in here, move it, and we'll just scooch it right up against the corner here. And yeah, you know what, that's a really good placement for it. It's so close to a lot of things. All right, let's add some more production over here, and then we'll look at growing the road network through the hills. All right, so we're good right now. Hopefully that stays that way. But let's look at expanding the town a little bit. What the heck? So first things first, this is the town on a hill. Let's look at the topography. So pretty rough. I think we can get an access point right here, and we'll have it come straight out, and then we'll curve it kind of like that. Maybe we can curve it all the way up and connect into here. Let's try that out first. And we'll start off with basically just the normal road, nothing fancy road. And let's get that first connection right here at a nice 90-degree angle. Yeah, very good. And this actually also gives us a nice spot for a bit of a cul-de-sac neighborhood right here. Alrighty, and then what we'll do is we'll just curve up the hill. And then we're going down the hill again. So we might as well connect up at this point here, right? I think that's kind of what it's pointing us at. Now I wonder if we can find a nice connection right through here. So it looks like we're using just a classic 8x8 grid. So let's try and copy that. So it'll be right here. So I wonder if we can connect up right in here. So let's start off just by going straight out 8 units, and then we'll have a nice clean curve right into there. That's a really good starting point. And I don't mind this road here at all. It looks pretty fine to me. This one, I think we can get rid of. Awesome, okay. So, well, this is quite the main kind of thoroughway to the work camp in the forestry industry area. Something that we could totally do in here is just to play on the theme that at one point this wasn't a major road, and it was a residential street because people started living along the street because, you know, it's a major road right into the main work area of the town. So why not have people actually live there, right? So I really like that idea. I think what we need, though, is to get a park in here at some point. So let's go with just a really simple park. I wonder how this, just the small park would work. It could fit like right in here. Yeah, that would be good. Let's take a look at the topography again. Yeah, I don't mind that location for a bit of a park. And then what we can do is just engulf this whole area in residential zoning. All right, I thought I got rid of these. So right in here is the only spot that I'm just thinking that maybe we should get some commercial in here. So let's do that. All right, looks like I'm just gonna delete these buildings just so we get zoning coming in properly. All right, very good. So we have this kind of bypass, this cut through, but we definitely want housing on this. So let's open up the topography again. And oh, looks like I should have done it after I opened the roads. And let's grab a road right here. And it might be a little too steep to build down this way, but I wonder what we could do is if we come out 8 units again. Okay, very good. And then we can get some more housing right through here. And we're on a hill here, so I don't want to get anything too crazy, so I'm not going to zone up that whole area, but just a house here and there. I think that'll work out pretty nicely. So that's a good extension onto Dunn. Oh no, we're losing it again. Okay, so I guess we really need to up our coverage and our services in the area. So for example, our police coverage isn't that great. So we could add in, maybe we can get like a highway patrol building nearby, because we have the highway over here and we could get that pretty close to the highway right here. So why don't we do that? Let's grab our police building. And if you're new to my style of building, I like using the ones with the helicopter pads as like a highway patrol style. So this one, for example, has a helicopter pad on it. So why not make it highway patrol? And I like the look of this building a lot. It's a very modern building. So we can totally fit it in with the theme of it being a more modern building. Highway patrol is a bit of a newer thing. All right, let's bump that out a little bit. Come back with the smoothing tool. All right, so it looks like we need to do a bit of detailing along here. Nothing crazy though. I think maybe we just need like a fence or two. So let's go into the fences here. Let's grab a forestry fence and let's turn off our guidelines for this. I'm just going to grab a forestry fence and bring it right down through here. So we make ourselves a bit of like a patio for the police officers while they're on their break. And since this is a highway patrol, I think we need to do a couple things to change up the road network a little bit. And we are just going to upgrade or downgrade this one road right here so that we have a bit more space to work with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a node right here. Now this one, first of all, cannot be a crossing. This is a middle node, but I'm going to take move it and we're going to select all of these, put them to the same height. There we go. And then from here, we're going to slope up the hill just to re-level some things because we need to get more parking. I mean, this is a highway patrol building. There needs to be more parking spaces than 5 or 6. So let's just do this, and I'm gonna go into here where we have some options available to us. That's too big. That one might work. Let's try the 4x4. It's probably too much, but I think it's better than what we had previously. So let's go to about, no, I think we can bring it to about right here. All right, very good. And then let's just fill up this area with concrete. And then let's get a fence, and we'll go with the farm fence again. Yeah, it's probably a bit too much parking. It's a fine line between too much parking and not enough. So let's go to about, let's actually come out a bit farther. So let's go to about here. Then I'm gonna grab move it. I'm gonna grab that one and that one. And we're just going to reposition it like this. Yeah, that's good. And then let's run a paved path just back along here. So it looks like the officers can run their patrol cars over in this direction if they need to. All right, and then we'll come back here with the forest. Oh, actually no forest because of the helicopters. We need to make sure that a helicopter can get there should they need to. So there we go. So hopefully that also helped increase the services in the area. So here's the next step we're gonna do. Reset it again. Oh, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't click. It's still the fashionable fashion shop. Maybe we've done enough to raise the land value. It is a dark blue now, so hopefully that helps with the police. But one more thing we needed to do was healthcare, and we should look at healthcare and death care in this area. It's pretty good. There's definitely not enough healthcare out towards the forestry industry, so I definitely think we need another one at some point. So we have used the European theme one, so let's use the non-European themed one. And right here we can get like a family clinic. Makes sense. It's kind of on an old main road. It's close to over here. If we just get like one commercial building on this side across the street from the park, it could kind of go with the theme a little bit. So let's try and find a building that would work in this kind of idea. Perfect. Okay, so we'll throw that in, and let's see. There's my new favorite building is one that we haven't done. And why don't I just go and look at it right now since it's right here. This one right here, the laundromat with the parking. Yeah, I really like that idea. So that is a 4x4, it looks like, right? Yeah, okay. I wonder if we can get that one in place instead. Yes, I think we can. So let's delete it, and then let's go grab the building. And why is this my new favorite building? because it's really unique. I like the like established parking along the side of it. I think it's going to play well with the med clinic right beside it. I think we need to re-slope this street though. So let's add in a node right there. Hopefully I didn't break too much of the game by doing that. And then let's go into move it. Let's grab this, set it to the same height as that. And yeah, so we go down right there, but right in here is kind of the main point is we should probably have it flat right around where ambulances might be going. And we have a house right across the street. I think that's fine. All right, so let's get some water in place. Okay, I'm a little surprised that we haven't hit the amount of resources yet. So now that we kind of have established this, oh, I guess I should show this. Yeah, it works out great. Like the dumpster is right in a great spot thematically. Everything else in the building looks totally fine. Yeah, I think that turned out really nicely. So we'll come back and we'll expand this residential area shortly. But let's add some more forestry production in here. And one way to do that is to grab a dirt road and topography and run it up the hill. So, a bit tricky to see. Not sure how it's looking on your end, looking through these trees, but it's rather steep. So we can kind of see it with the hills through here. So I think that we probably don't even need the topography at this point, and we should just build like this. And I think maybe if we just kind of continue up like so, maybe along the side there, and then maybe we can squeeze a road over in this direction. Probably, yeah, we're still kind of on the side of the cliff there. That's good. And then I wonder if we can get just a straight road right up here. Just like that. Yeah, I don't know about that one actually. Let's delete that. All right, so let's grab this production building and we're gonna place a few more of them along. Hopefully that ups our production levels to a point that it becomes profitable for us. So we just need to produce a few more resources. And of course we need water out this way because we gotta water the trees. And I'm not gonna follow the roads in this case because I can barely see them myself. So especially in that view. So there we go. All right, looking pretty good with all the trucks using the proper graded road and whatnot. Okay, so did we meet all the services that we needed to for keeping the Jubilee car building in place here? I think so. I think it turned out pretty good. So with that in mind, let's continue the expansion here, and then I want to work on something slightly different. So let's go to the topography here, grab a road. And yeah, so we have an opportunity to probably connect up again through here. I did say I wanted to get some residential out over on this way, on this side of things, but perhaps what we do is we just bring a little bit of a bump out like this, and we do a bit of like a single neighborhood right through here. And what if we just connect up like this, and we just get some houses on this side. What we'll do is we'll turn zoning off of this road from here. Yeah, very good. And then we can get some housing along in here, and I think that would be pretty nice actually. that's probably good. And then again, on this side, we can't have too many large buildings. So right here is fine, because the sloping looks okay. But let's try and get just some smaller houses right in here. And hopefully that works out. As that comes in, let's just continue these paths a little bit. I don't think we're going to get another sneaky path, so I think we'll have to leave that. But we can get a sneaky path right here. I don't know why I'm calling them sneaky paths, but it is a sneaky path. I think we can squeeze one in. No, I don't think so. Okay, most definitely not that building. This one, I don't mind. I don't mind the gas station there. Okay, very good. So that is going to really help out a lot. If we look at the topography again, how does this look? I think maybe we could get some more residences out this way. I mean, the sloping isn't that horrible, but I think I want to wait a little bit at least for us to use up all the demand that we've kind of slotted in. And should we zone up this area yet? No, because I might push it back a little bit farther. And I was debating whether or not we're going to make this a bit of like a town park. But I don't think I will. So I think we're going to zone this. Aha! Level 2. Fantastic. So we'll get some of these level 2 buildings in. And then we'll dive into something else in and around Dunn. So we got the biomass pellet plant, we got the furniture factory, which is going to come into play later in the month, the forestry workers barracks, the sawdust storage, and the sapling field. Fantastic. All right, so nothing going on in this little corner right here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And let's back that up a little bit. Get a house there and there. I don't mind that at all. No, let's just get nothing there. I think that's gonna be fine. All right, some prime Dunn real estate right there. And same thing right in here. I think we can just kind of zone that up. Right to about here. All right, so as that comes in and we get some expansion onto Dunn, let's add in the level 2 buildings and try to get this up to the next kind of point. So we have 332 workers, 334 out of 350. So no matter what we do, we're going to hit the next level. So I'm totally okay with that on that point. But the main thing is producing resources. That's going to be the slowest kind of growth that we have. So let's find a nice spot where we can grow some saplings. So I assume that what they would do in this case here is that they would start growing the saplings in this fertile soil, and then they would transplant them in other areas or just basically sell them to people in and around Dunn for their own properties. So I never really fully understood the sapling portion of this aspect. So let me know if I'm completely off base by saying that. To me, it doesn't really make sense for a logging camp to have saplings. So keeping them kind of closer as like a storefront, I think could be cool. So why don't we actually look at moving some things around? So we have the waste transfer facility. Let's relocate this building. So let's empty it out to somewhere entirely different, because that's a pretty major corner. Oh, that was fast. And why don't we relocate it to somewhere a bit more industrial, like this area in here. So there is a fence all the way around it, correct? Yeah, okay, so we really need to pay attention to the hitbox. And I think we could fit it in pretty nicely right here. Oh, maybe not. I also don't want to waste too much space for an area that is going to hold a lot of our buildings. for the forestry industry. So perhaps we do need to keep it over here in Dunn, but maybe not right on that main intersection area. So let's place it right over here, and let's relocate it like that, and then let's relocate this to this side. So everything is on this back road here. The waste transfer facility kind of helps break things up a little bit. And then let's get that forestry industry building, the tree sapling field, and let's get it in the fertile soil, as you can see. Yeah, so it's a greenhouse, eh? And then field. Doesn't really look like a greenhouse. It looks like it's tents over top of it. But let's do field. And let's actually grab a dirt road. That's too steep to get a road up in the kind of method that I'm looking for. So let's relocate this to the fertile soil close by. So it says we're losing some because, you know, we're not in a forested area. If we were to put that over in here, you see 1,920 units, but over here we have less. So I'm not looking for these to produce. I'm looking at these to build a bit of a theme. So one thing that these are is they look like little Christmas trees. Am I right? So I'm thinking perhaps we have a little Christmas tree area. Maybe this isn't the same. Maybe this isn't Dunn Forestry Limited. Maybe this is someone's Christmas tree farm. And I think we can play into that a little bit. So let's get a house right here. Let's go into this mode. Let's go 2x2. Let's find a nice, simple home. That looks really cute. Let's place this one down. The Dale residence. So we are going to make a little bit of a farm here. So we're going to make it a park. Oh wait, this has to be in the industry area, doesn't it? It does. Okay, so let's make it a bit of a district then. I think that's the only thing that we can overlap on top of. So let's just turn off all policies. And this is going to be, for now, the Dale Christmas Tree Farm. If you'd like this named after you, or if you have a name suggestion for it, let me know in the comments and we can do this, because this is honestly a bit of a spur of the moment thing. I was hoping to kind of lean into the Christmas tree aspect, but actually making it a Christmas tree farm is a lot of fun. I like that a lot. I think we need a different access point than right here, but I think for now it's fine. Let's actually do that right now and then. Let's change up the access point. And I think in order for us to make this realistic, what we need to do is have another reason for this road to exist. So let's connect it up kind of just like this. Yeah, why not? And we can leave that connection here, but perhaps we can get, I don't know, some suburbs off of here in the future or something like that. Oh, that's perfect. So let's add some things to this, because we're on a bit of a hill here. I bet in the winter this is very quaint. So the idea is that you come here to pick up your Christmas tree, you pick it out and whatnot. So let's get a nice path along the sides, just like that. And then I think we need to have some sort of path that goes up this hill, don't you? Maybe it goes off in that direction for now. And then I wonder if there's any buildings that we can add in from the farm industry. And I bet there is. The farm maintenance building, does it need to be in a farm district? It does, okay. Now there are some buildings that don't, like the barn, for example. That could work. Be a little worried about a lot going on out this way. Okay, very good. And then before anything happens, I'm going to turn it off so we don't get crops out this way, because I don't want crops out this way. I don't want the traffic out this way. Yeah. All right, so let's get a couple of trees out this way to kind of demarcate this land. And I'm not sure how we're going to take this into this area yet, because I have stuff planned for over here. But the Dale Christmas tree farm, I think, is a lot of fun. I think maybe what we can do is maybe get a touch of parking, but no, that's okay. Maybe I'll import some stuff from the Snowfall DLC, and we'll make a bit of a park out this way. I'll bring the actual road out this way instead of the dirt path. So let's come back to the Dale Christmas tree farm in the future, because I like that a lot. That's a lot of fun. But let's look at this. So we already have enough forestry workers, and we're halfway there already to level 2. So let's just add to that. And one of the things that we unlocked was the Farmers Workers Barracks. Now this is a massive building. It's insanely large. So I think it needs to go close by to the main area, just for theme's sake. And maybe we just clear it out so it looks a bit more like it's all connected. And let's just scooch this around a little bit. Like that. And get some of these larger trees over here to kind of hide the hitbox that's appearing around it. All right, very good. So, you know, lots you can do with this area. If you have anarchy on, one thing I always like doing is throwing just a path right to each of these corners. Makes it seem a little bit more realistic. And then also you can run them over onto this side as well. And if we go into move it and we select just nodes, we'll be able to grab this node and pull it back down a little bit. All right, very good. So that looks pretty cool. So hopefully that gives us a nice little buff. So it increases the worker efficiency by 5%. And then we got the biomass pellet plant. Now this is to make paper. So I'm thinking I'll place this one over in here. However, this will be the last major building that we'll place over here, because this is maybe the first building for the first industry area for the forestry. And then, you know, their production became so large and they started shipping out of province or something. So then they started building up other factories over here. Or maybe these are different factories, different companies' factories. And my idea here then is to use the level 1 and 2 buildings, so the sawmill and the biomass pellet plant, just in here. But once we get going into the engineered wood and the pulp mill, these ones will go over here, especially the pulp mill. I can really see the pulp mill right here. I think that would look really good. And then the engineered wood plants, I think we can fit in right in here. So we'll kind of split up the production into 2 different areas. And the pulp mill is rather large, especially in height. So I think it would look really good over here rather than over on this side. So let's get some water out to the biomass pellet plant. And you know what? I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Let's look at the building spawn point here. And let's see, so we have a bit of a district here. I wonder if I can get a second district. All I really want this area for is an industrial specialization of forestry. And you know what, why don't I also add that specialization to Dale Christmas Tree Farm in case we want to use it. And if we hop into here and we look at the forestry industry buildings, we can look at some of these and we can add to this area with some pretty cool buildings like this one or this one. Oh, that one's really cool. Actually, I think this one would go really well right in here somewhere. Same with some of these other ones, especially this one. Actually, this one looks really good. Let's see if we can turn zoning off of this road and get one in here. I think we can. Let's get this one in right here. So I was looking to get some of them in here, but we might save that space for another building or something down the line. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we didn't get to everything I was looking forward to in today's episode, but I think in whole, this was a good episode. Lots of residential expansion. Let's do a bit more before we end it. But I was going to build a high school out over here, so we'll save that for an episode where we build up entirely out this way, and that'll probably be Friday's video. So in Friday's video, we'll build a high school out this way. We'll look at building up a bit of a commercial hub, and then we'll look at some regional roads as well. Because I think I got carried away with the Dale Christmas Tree Farm. So, all right, so let's get some more residential then, and we'll call it a day. So let's look at the topography. That is important. And yeah, I think we could get a bit of residential right up here. Let's kind of just flatten out the terrain. And it looks like this is just a hill. I'm sure that a developer would eye this area here and be like, I think we could just take off a little bit and make a really nice suburb right here. And I agree. So let's do that. And we'll keep this edge right here for kind of demarcating the Dale Christmas Tree property. So we needed a reason for this to exist, this road here, and we just gave ourselves that reason. And we'll go with here, and we have a node right there, I think. Alright, very good. Just a little addition onto this neighborhood. And let's fix this node. Okay, that works with me. Keep that open, and I think we can get some housing right up this road here as well. So, lots of expansion onto Dunn today. Lots of, residential expansion. Low density, and I think tomorrow we might be diving into something, or Friday, sorry, a little bit heavier on the density side of things. So this is a provincial highway, so I can't get any zoning on here. Maybe some industry or something, but that changes the shape of these houses then. No, let's get that one the same size. And we'll just get a house there. Why not? Why not? And there we go. Okay, any sneaky paths? I'm thinking we can get a sneaky path from here along the back side of this. So let's do that. as things level up, and then we'll call it a day, folks. So thank you very much for sticking with me through this kind of a transitional episode. You know, as we get some low density expansion, we're leveling up to level 2. It's nothing clickbaity, you know, it's just really simple, basic Let's Play episode. Some pretty key additions though, I must say. Let's see if we can get that sneaky path connection right here. Oh, and you know what? Look at this sneaky path potential right there. Alright, so because this is done, it's a forestry industry town, let's add in some forest cover to the area. I think it only makes sense to do that. Let's up the strength all the way so that we can fill in all the blanks. I'm really excited for the Dale Christmas tree farm. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, so, you know, we're getting lots of production now. I'm just going to add in just a bit more just because I'm not going to be focusing on the forestry industry tomorrow in Friday's episode. So I guess not tomorrow. So, even though I keep saying it. So we'll just get a bit more out this way. And hopefully that really helps out. So there we go. That's the extraction point. Let's look at things. Yeah, so we'll definitely hit level 3. So tomorrow we'll focus out over in here, and maybe we'll dive in to just add in the level 3 buildings in the forestry. But without further ado, folks, I think we had a pretty good expansion of Dunn. It's looking pretty cool. It's kind of filling in on this side over the hill. We added a bit of commercial in some key cross points. But I think the rest of it is looking pretty nice. The main town here, I think we can get a bit more residential down in here. And I'm really excited for the development out over here with a bit more of a modern feel with the high school and some nice shopping centers. Yeah, I guess the last thing that we could ever do for this episode is just check the bus. And I think we can bring the main bus up through here now. So we'll have it turn right. We'll have it stop right here. People from this neighborhood can walk over on this side to grab it. And then we'll have another stop right here by the laundromat. There we go. And then the minibus, I'm actually thinking needs to go in a different direction than the main town. And what we'll do is I'll drag it and we'll bring it right into the station, and we'll do that on Friday's episode where we'll have a bit of a bus hub. So yeah, hope you liked today's episode, folks. Bit of an expansion of Dunn, and I think this is a good view for this episode. So residential expansion, forestry expansion, sounds good with me. Have a good one. Peace out.